Oh, hello! And how are you this day? I'd like to display for you some wonderful inventions that are quite useful when traveling from continent to continent aboard your airship. Now, as you know, when traveling, you run afoul of some dangers such as skycracking. Big squids that reside in the clouds can reach their tentacles down and grab your airship out of the sky. Nasty things. Now, you need to defend yourself. And how do you do that? With this. This is an electrical induction rod. It generates power using a generation crystal in the base, electrifying the prongs on the top, creating a large voltage that you can then deliver to said tentacle of monster, driving it away, saving the ship. Huzzah! Now, if you increase the power, of course, you can cook the tentacle and enjoy it for dinner later. Very nice, tasty. After such a rousing battle, you want to relax, take it easy, maybe have a nice cup of tea. Now, if you're going to have a cup of tea, of course, you can't start a fire on the airship because, well, the airship will burn up. Not very good. So, in order to create a nice cup of tea, you have to have a self-heating kettle, as I have here. The induction coil around the kettle induces a vibration within these water molecules, creating heat, allowing it to come to a beautiful simmering boil, and you can pour yourself a nice cup of tea. Lovely. Now, later in the evening, a gentleman may want to relax with a nice pipe. Again, you're on an airship. You light the match and it instantly goes out, all that wind blowing by. What is a man to do? You grab one of these. This is a self-lighting pipe. Uses the same principle as the self-heating kettle, an induction coil wrapped around the side. You pack the pipe as per normal, then press the button for 5 seconds, the induction coil activates, heating the tobacco, bringing it up into flame, and you can enjoy your nice pipe. A lady on the journey faces several dangers and has to defend herself. And how does she do this? With a nice little purse gun. This purse gun can fit easily within any purse and is drawn out at the slightest sign of ruffians. Puts it into the palm of her hand, bulb in the palm, 2 fingers through the center, and can now defend herself. Also makes for a nice secondary weapon for a gentleman. It's easily in the breast pocket as the other ships come into shore. You pull it out if your main weapon goes missing. Now, airships carry all forms of passengers. Some of them work for Her Majesty's Secret Service and carry vital documentation in the form of Babbage cylinders. A Babbage cylinder contains all forms of data in the form of little pegs around the circumference of the cylinder. It can only be read with the appropriate pin and key. This one contains top secret plans to the Bruce Partington submarine. Don't tell anybody about it. Shh. Any good navigator needs to know the position of the airship at every day and at all times. In order to do so, he uses his portable navigational device. This navigational device here will track the motion of the sun and stars automatically, letting him know exactly where he is on the globe. The engineer aboard the ship has to perform all kinds of repairs while in flight. Several of the repairs, as the ships come into shore, need to be done using specialized equipment, such as this. This is a plasma cutter. This plasma cutter is activated by pressing up. The plasma field is generated at the top, and a small plasma blade comes out from the emitter, allowing you to cut pieces of metal or weld them together, whatever is required. Easy operation, slide down to turn off, up to turn back on again. Now, the captain or passengers aboard the airship may want to call home and announce their arrival in port. In order to do this, you use the I was about to talk about another piece of equipment I have. This is a perfect telephonic articulation apparatus. It allows for communication between ship and shore. Utilizing a power generation crystal, as seen here, it generates power for the overall unit. Vacuum tubes at the bottom of the unit modulate the sound frequency. The chronometer here sets a set frequency that matches the base unit and will allow communication between this unit and the ground. In order to use the unit, you swap the switch from waiting reception to commence articulation, lift the handle, and dial the number appropriately. Now this is actually a functioning code.
Plug it in and into the wall socket at home, and you can actually make phone calls with it. One other piece of technology around here that's quite useful is a temporal stabilizer, a good device for any time travel. If you travel through any time period, you want to remain stable within that new time frame. In order to do so, you have to have a temporal stabilization unit on you at all times. Anytime you see, if you don't have a temporal stabilization unit, maybe slightly flux with that time stream. Now, in order to be in perfect sync, you need one of these, otherwise you appear as a ghost. In fact, there's no such thing as ghosts. Every time somebody reports a ghost, it's a time traveler that doesn't have the stabilization unit on them. There's a few extra bits and bobs on the table as well. Medals from the Great Time War, masquerade mask, that sort of thing. Wonderful inventions all. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful day.